What's up? What's up? I'm about to get started, about to start streaming. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Also, welcome everybody to the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. As you can see, I'm in a different place. By now, you should recognize this. I'm in Houston. And every time I come here, it's really nice because I get to reflect on, I live now in IMC world, right? Like in IMC, I live in IMC Nation. I live at base 2. I see AZD basically throughout the week. We go to Panjo, go out on the weekends and stuff like that. And so that's my world. That's where I live. And so when I leave that world, I get to come interact with the normies. And it's just showing me there's such a large distance between my life and everyone else's life, or the majority of people's life, like the 99%. And it's so obvious, and it's obvious that people just they lack the wisdom, they lack the understanding, they lack the communication, and their lives are representative of that. It's really unfortunate. And that's why I do this, right? Because I want to be able to lure you into a world that I know that you want to be in. You don't want to be like everyone else. You don't want to be a little fucking bitch. You don't want to be a beta. You don't want to be all emotional and fucking it's really disgusting to think how I used to be. Like, I used to live in this world. This used to be my world. And it's not like that anymore. But even to the level I've gotten to now, there is still so much higher to go. And there's so much to be experienced. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This is the Yin Yang Wolf Pack. And I want to discuss what's been very, very inspirational to me lately, which is the Bhagavad Gita. So I think we can read a little bit of it. Today's going to be a shorter stream because I got stuff to do, man. In Houston, my schedule is different. So because I have to adjust for literally the time change. It's literally a 2-hour difference. And then I flew in, and then jet lag, all this bullshit, and then I have plans and stuff. So okay, let's get into it. Chapter 3, the yoga of action. If you think that understanding is superior to action, Krishna, why do you keep on urging me to engage in this savage act? So Arjuna, this is Arjuna. Arjuna said this. And Arjuna is our protagonist. So I would think of that as like me and you, right? The human. And then Krishna is like, Jesus. All right, I'll have to respond to that later. Yeah, so Arjuna is the protagonist, like the person. So think of it as me and you. And then Krishna would be God incarnate, or like the Holy Spirit, or like somebody there who is guiding you. So like, imagine if you could talk to God, you'd be talking to Krishna. So Arjuna, so think of it like me and you. We say, if you think that understanding is superior to action, Krishna, why do you keep on urging me to engage in the savage act? Arjuna wants him to go to war. I'm sorry, Krishna wants Arjuna to go to war. With words that seem inconsistent, your teaching has bewildered my mind. Tell me, what must I do to arrive at the highest good? The blessed Lord said, in this world there are 2 main paths, the yoga of understanding for contemplative men, and for men who are active, the yoga of action. Not by avoiding actions does a man gain freedom from action, and not by renunciation alone can he reach the goal. No one, not even for an instant, can exist without acting. All beings are compelled, however unwilling, by the 3 strands of nature called gunas. He who controls his actions but lets his mind dwell on sense objects is deluding himself and spoiling his search for the deepest truth. Interesting. He who controls his actions, so like if you're in control of what you do, but lets his mind dwell on sense objects, like the world, material, is deluding himself and spoiling his search for the deepest truth. The superior man is he who has mind, the superior man is he whose mind can control his senses with no attachment to results. There we go. He engages in the yoga of action. The superior man is he whose mind can control his senses with no attachment to results. He engages in the yoga of action. So can your mind control your senses? Yes, obviously, right? You can want to eat some food, but you decide that you're not going to eat the food. You don't want to go to the gym, but you still get your ass up and go to the gym, right? You can control or really that's controlling your action, right? So can you control your senses with no attachment to results? I would think of that as like pleasure, like wanting sex or wanting food and stuff like that. Do any actions you must do, since action is better than inaction. Even the existence of your body depends on necessary actions. Yep, you have to eat. The whole world becomes a slave to its own activity, Arjuna. If you want to be truly free, perform all actions as worship. Oh, man. If you want to be truly free, perform all actions as worship. I think of that as gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so thankful. Jesus. Okay, give me a second. I need to take this call. Yo, what's up?
Yo, so it's the option for USPS power that was $9.50.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Yeah, that works fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's not open today, right? It's like because it's Sunday, right? You can't do it today. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Wednesday is fine. So just tomorrow and just do the 2 day, and that'll be fine. All right, perfect. All right, thanks, bro. See ya. Bye. Had to handle some shit. All right, let's get back to it. Man, perform all actions as worship. I love that. The Lord of creatures formed worship together with mankind and said, by worship, you will always be fruitful and your wishes will be fulfilled. Let's find out what worship is. Like, what is worship? Let's define this. The feeling or expression of reverence and adoration for a deity. Reverence. What is reverence? I think I know. Reverence is like high respect, deep respect for something or someone. Regard or treat with deep respect. Okay, so the feeling or expression of deep respect and adoration for a deity. So deep respect and adoration for God. All of your actions is deep respect and adoration for God. I like that a lot. Yeah, okay. The Lord of creatures formed worship or deep respect and adoration of God together with mankind and said, by worship, you will always be fruitful and your wishes will be fulfilled. By worship, you will nourish the gods and the gods will nourish you in return. By nourishing one another, you assure the well-being of all. This is, bro, the way I'm reading this is all gratitude. Like, thank you for this life. I thank you for my mom. Thank you for my dad. Even though they're fucking dumb and they do stupid shit, I'm dumb, I do stupid shit. Like, thank you for this. Because this is all we have. This is your life. This is your life to enjoy and to express and to, be a part with, like, be part of this thing, this grand game. By worship, you will nourish the gods and the gods will nourish you in return, right? I give love, I receive love. That's just how it works. You will always be fruitful and your wishes will be fulfilled. Nourished by your worship, the gods will grant whatever you desire. But he who accepts their gifts and gives nothing back is a thief. Ooh. Good men are released from their sins when they eat food offered in worship. But the wicked devour their own evil when they cook for themselves alone. Wow. Beings arise from food. Food arises from rain. Rain arises from worship. Worship from ritual action. What the fuck? Ritual action from God. God from the deathless self. Thus, the all-present God requires the worship of men. What? So God creates ritual, ritual creates worship, worship creates rain, rain creates food, food creates man, or beings. So God created all of that. Thus, the all-present God requires the worship of men. He who fails to keep turning the wheel, thus set in motion, has damaged the working of the world and has wasted his life, Arjuna. But the man who delights in the self, capital S, who feels pure contentment and finds perfect peace in the self, for him there is no need to act. He has nothing to achieve by action, nothing to gain by inaction, nor does he depend on any person outside himself. Without concern for results, perform the necessary action. Surrendering all attachments, accomplish life's highest good. Only by selfless action did Janaka and other wise kings govern and thus assure the well-being of the whole world. Whatever a great man does, ordinary people will do. Whatever standard he sets, everyone else will follow. So that's you in your life. You as a leader, whatever you do, you set the example. That's what I seek to do in my life. I seek to set the example of how to live, how to view the world, how to interact with the world, how to be with women, how to be with men, how to be with your brothers, with your tribe and your job. That is what you should be aspiring to. And you, by setting that example, you set the standard for others around you. And then others, when they see the level that you've raised yourself to, then they look at you and they'll be like, I should raise my standards. I should act stronger. I should be better. Because what else are you going to do? Be a bad example? You're going to go be a fucking dumbass and do drugs and get into horrible shit and then be that example? Is that the type of person you want to be for your parents, for your children, for your brothers, your sisters? Is that the example that you want to set? Now, I'm not saying that to do it for them, but I'm saying that is a consequence of your actions. And so if you know that that's a consequence, how about you set it in a way that it helps everyone around you be better? Whatever a great man does, ordinary people will do. Whatever standard he sets, everyone else will follow. In all the three worlds, Arjuna, there's nothing I need to do, nothing I must attain. And yet, I engage in action. For if I were to refrain from my tireless, continual action, mankind would follow my example and would also not act, Arjuna. Whoa. If I stopped acting, these worlds would plunge into ruin, chaos, would overpower all beings, mankind would be destroyed. Though the unwise cling to their actions, watching for results, the wise are free of attachments and act for the well-being of the whole world. So what's coming to mind now when I'm seeing attachments to goals, one that's very common in the world and for men is the attachment of the result of getting love from the woman or getting sex from her or getting obedience from her or something like that. We fall into that. I fall into that still, right? And so this is the reminder to be free from those attachments. Who the fuck cares if she loves you, dude? Why the fuck do you care so much? Stop fucking caring so much. It's not doing you any help. Is you wanting love from her so bad? Is that helping you, dude? Not at all. 0%. Actually, it's doing the opposite. It's making her run away from you. Stop wanting that shit. You need to be full. I am whole. I am fulfilled in God. I'm fulfilled in the word. I'm fulfilled in Jesus. I'm already fulfilled. I don't need shit from her. I don't need sex from her. I don't need her to cook for me. I don't need her to fucking wash my clothes. I don't need her to do shit. I do my shit much better without her, actually. If she wants to come and have fun, she can be along for the ride. However, that's not the purpose. The purpose is your purpose. What is your purpose? I'm here to fucking conquer. That's what the fuck my purpose is. I'm here in Houston right now to go train with this attorney so that I can learn the skills, so that I could make more money, have a better business, give more opportunities to people around me. That's what the fuck I'm doing. That's the game. And along that game, women will come, obviously. Of course. What the fuck else? What the fuck else is going to happen to someone that's living this way? That's what's going to happen. So, free yourself from the attachment. Though the unwise cling to their actions, watching for results, the wise are free of attachments and act for the well-being of the whole world. The wise man does not unsettle the minds of the ignorant, quietly acting in the spirit of yoga. He inspires them to do the same. Actions are really performed by the working of the three gunas, but a man deluded by the eye sense imagines, I am the doer. What is the three gunas? What I'm thinking, the way I'm reading this is that really it's God acting through us, and it's not you. I'm just here kind of, the woman is along for the ride of my life. I am along for the ride of God's life. All right, so what are the three gunas? The three gunas of nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas. I think I've read this before. I know this. A guna is a Sanskrit word which translates as quality, peculiarity, attribute, or tendency. The three gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattva. Tamas is a state of darkness or inertia, inactivity. Rajas is a state of energy, action, and movement. Sattva is a state of harmony, balance, and joy. I believe I learned this in the Transcendental Meditation camp. So the way I see it is like the yang, the yin, and in the middle. Tamas, darkness, inaction. Rajas, energy, action. Sattva is harmony and balance. Okay. So now that we know what those are, actions are really performed by the working of the three gunas. So like the attributes of reality. But a man deluded by the I sense, by the ego, imagines I am the doer. Yeah. You're not doing shit, bro. I'm not doing shit. Who's beating my heart? Who's growing my hair? Who's transforming the electrons into my eyesight? Who's transforming the electrons into my sense of touch, my sense of smell? Who's smelling? Well, who is making that thing happen? I don't fucking know, bro. It's not me. I'm just here. I just got here, bro. I've only been here for 3 days. The wise man knows that when objects act on the senses, the wise man knows that when objects act on the senses, it is merely the gunas acting on the gunas. Thus, he is unattached. Yeah. I'm not doing shit. So by realizing that you're not doing anything, stop. You can better release yourself. I'm not going to make that girl fucking fall in love with me. She's going to fall in love with me all by herself. I'm not attached. Deluded by the gunas, men grow. Attached to the gunas' action, the insightful should not disturb the minds of these foolish men. Performing all actions for my sake, desireless, absorbed in the self, indifferent to I and mine. Let go of your grief and fight. Men who constantly practice this teaching of mine, Arjuna, who trust it with all their heart, are freed from the bondage of actions. But those who, mistrustful, half-hearted, fail to practice my teaching, wander in the darkness, lost, stupefied by delusion. Even the wise man acts in accordance with his inner nature. All beings follow their nature. What good can repression do? Craving and aversion arise when the senses encounter sense objects. Do not fall prey to those two brigands blocking your path. It is better to do your own duty badly than to perfectly do another's. You are safe from harm when you do what you should be doing. Arjuna said, what is it that drives a man to an evil action, Krishna? Even against his will, as if some force made him do it. The Blessed Lord said, the Blessed Lord is Krishna. That force is desire. It is anger. Arising from the guna called rajas. Rajas, what was that one? Was that action? Yeah, rajas is action. Deadly and all devouring. That enemy is here. That is the enemy here. As a fire is obscured by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, as a fetus is wrapped in its membrane, so wisdom is obscured by desire. Wisdom is destroyed, Arjuna, by the constant enemy of the wise, which, flaring up as desire, blazes with insatiable flames. Fuck, man. I'm just wondering, how did these people figure this out, man? What the fuck? How, they figured it out thousands of years ago that your desire is the thing that's making you fucking, insane. Your ego, this thing fucking talking in your head is making you fucking crazy, bro. And they know that shit. The great men, the great wise men from beyond, from before, knew this shit. Man, bro. Desire dwells in the senses, the mind, and the understanding. In all these, it obscures wisdom and perplexes the embodied self. Therefore, you must first control your senses, Arjuna, then destroy this evil that prevents you from ever knowing the truth. Men say that the senses are strong, but the mind is stronger than the senses. the understanding is stronger than the mind. And the strongest is the self. Knowing the self, sustaining the self by the self, Arjuna, kill the difficult to conquer enemy called desire. Fuck yeah. Okay. So I'm about to leave in a bit. I'm going to go to a pool party. There are going to be girls. There are going to be drinks. It's going to be fun, right? Good music. And so as I'm doing this, how do I defeat my desire? What do I have a desire for? I have a desire for like a girl to like me or like be rubbing on me or like touching me or kissing me or some shit, right? I have that desire. I have the desire to probably like get drunk and not care and just kind of be, you know, crazy. I have a desire to hang out with my friends, to see them, right? To hang out, have fun. So what if I dropped all of that? What if I didn't have a desire to do any of that? But I still did the action. I still did the action of going out, talking to people, get a drink, get a second drink, open sets, hang out with my friends, but without the desire of getting something back from them. Doesn't that make you feel a lot stronger when you're not desiring something? Like, I'm gonna do the action, right? I'm gonna practice my routine. I'm gonna open a set. I'm gonna be involved. I'm gonna be in there, but I'm not gonna desire a result. I'm not gonna desire for her to be over me, give me her number, give me your Instagram, take a picture of like fucking flex for my friends or like try to look cool. Fuck all that. How about I go in there without desire for anything? How about I go in worship, in deep respect and adoration for God? How about I act like that? Like I am grateful, like I'm here for the adoration and respect of my Lord, of God. That sounds way better. That sounds so much more fun. I like that better. That sounds more like what I should be doing than all that other bullshit that I just said. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. This was the Yin Yang Wolfpack. I'm Will Rios Esquire, base 2 leader. Get your ass to San Jose. Come hang out with us. Come be in field with us. Learn this shit. Be a real monk. Like be really about your shit, man. Come really